Mirra, by means of the technology and the footprint, allows us to be a curated immersive event space. So what you see, an example of what the environment looks like, and speaks to our vision of making entertainment social again, and using modern age technology. Thanks for the plug. Forgot I had a handout. Using modern age technology. Good? Okay. Thank you. Using modern age technology to allow our guests and audience to feel part of the actual experience. So bear with me and a little bit of a video reel for you to get a sense of what entertainment looks like for us and how it's evolving using the various aspects of what we have to offer at Mirra. Okay, what's the initial reaction to what you've just seen on the screen? Okay, got a thumbs up from the W Seattle. I can hear what you're saying.
It looks super fun. Maybe young, but super fun.
Okay, so that's a good point. So a lot of our clients, when they come to Mirra, what's obvious is that it's a bar and restaurant. What's also obvious is that it's a VR game environment. And by means of it being a VR game environment means that we're family inclusive. So our experience is all ages until 10 p.m. at night. It's 21 plus from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. But we're trying to bring as many aspects of socialization as possible under one roof. So, we joke, people come for the VR game and they stay for the Mirra Party. And the party experience has become really, really popular for semi-private events, private events, or just team building experiences. Given that we're in Bellevue, we're in the tech corridor. So on any given day, we have events hosted by Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook. Pokemon's one of our neighbors. So a lot of tech immersed experiences, which is pretty much what we've been known for and becoming famous for. But on top of that, it's all about allowing people to socialize wherever they'd like to socialize, whether they want to socialize by means of beverages, whether they want to socialize by means of breaking bread or enjoying food, or actually participating in the VR experience. So what you see in this example of the slide is that we're fully licensed bar and restaurant, and it's not uncommon for people to come and enjoy a happy hour experience organically. So using Mirra as not only as a private space, but also as a public space. So playing back on the third space experience outside of a coffee shop, bringing it back into a tech immersed environment. Got another video for you guys to get a little bit more of what the experience is, looks, and feels like. Okay, so that little video reel speaks to the fact that we bring in the traditional with the non-traditional. And when I talk about non-traditional, the first aspect of non-traditional is interactive gaming. So I touched on VR or virtual reality a couple of times. That's really popular with our client base in terms of giving them the ability to meet each other in a non-familiar environment, but still keep it fun and interactive. So a lot of our games, which I'll touch on shortly, promotes teamwork, promotes agility, but allows people to escape the real world for a moment. So if you look at other VR experiences, a lot of people have leaned into reality and stepping into what almost looks like a real world. Our VR experience is more avatar-based and focused around nostalgia. So allowing you to step into a world where you can be a kid for a moment again, or you could do something funny and actually bring the enjoyment back into the experience. So a little bit more about the games. The game is curated in a game show format. So you go through an experience where you're experiencing up to 5 games in an hour 15 time slot, and each member of your party is actually participating. Everyone has their favorites. My personal favorite is Hockey Smash, so it's a play on foosball. My second favorite is Treasure Dash, which is a play on red light, green light, which is popular from Squid Game, where you're trying to avoid being flame thrown by a dragon. But it's better seen and experienced. So here's a little bit of a glimpse around the technology in action and a view on the actual game experience. Okay, some participation. What's your thoughts on the game experience? Jimmy seems to love it. You want a mic?
Quick question. So, even though I'm all about tech, I've never in my life tried VR. And I'm 40 years old. How quickly can you get into these games? Like, is it just to understand what you're doing? You put on the goggles, and then what's next?
Okay, so it's a good question. The games are fairly accessible. A typical tutorial for a novice, it's never experienced VR, lasts between 15 and 40 seconds, and you're out the gates. The biggest hurdle with VR in the games that we've developed is your own personal fear of embarrassment. It's not, there's no inability for you to experience the actual game. So it's more the fear of embarrassment, but you get away from the fear of embarrassment very, very quickly, because our environment, I touched on this, it's more like the game show inclusive experience where you're either a participant or you're a spectator. So if you're afraid of making fun of yourself, you don't need to be afraid of making fun of one of your colleagues or a family member. So the experience allows you to not only enter the virtual world, but also plug into what someone else is seeing and participating in the virtual world. And you have no excuses because you've been to Mirra plenty of times, so you need to come and try the game experience. Okay, so a couple of points here. Oh, before I move on, is there any other comments on the virtual reality experience or the game show? I can't wait, Kiki.
My question is, so you mentioned private events and then also the embarrassment factor. If you were to have a private event, is it sort of like a buyout of the whole space, or do you have another separate room? How does that work?
So, good question. Let me just jump ahead. You want the mic again? Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the embarrassment factor and let's talk about team bonding. So, I mentioned that there's a lot of nostalgia at play in terms of the experience. There's a lot of, as kids, you're more open to embarrassing yourself and trying new and different things. As adults in a work setting, you're looking to be distracted from what is pretty much a stressful environment. So what we do is the event is either available, or the space is either available as a semi-private buyout or a complete buyout. What's been happening organically is a lot of our customers are quite comfortable participating on the VR experience or the game show experience with complete strangers and building some sort of camaraderie and poking fun at each other, or actually getting better at it and being part of like this virtual team. And again, but not by design, but it's not uncommon for the likes of Amazon and Microsoft to participate in the same game, or Nintendo and Pokemon or whomever, all under the same roof.
That's on. Jody?
So are you creating like a calendar for events where the community can come and participate as a community?
Yes. So we have on visitmirra.com, any community member can log onto our website and to our Bookio platform and secure a slot to enter into the game show. So reserving an hour 15 game experience. Outside of that is we've started hosting, again, on the healthy competition angle, our first few VR tournaments. Because there's a lot of guests that want to compete and get more proficient in any particular game. And guess what? It wouldn't be a game show if there isn't prize money. So we have a $500 prize. And it's pretty popular, not as popular as what we'd like, because people still want to get used to being competitive and getting familiar with the games. But we're seeing a lot of uptake on that front. For those of you that have not been to Mirra, we do have an open house, so you can see all of this in action on April 16th. So I'll leave the QR code for you to scan and register at Eventbrite.
Quick question. Is it a membership or is it open? You said something about open to the public.
So we open to the public every single day. When we have a complete or semi-private buyout, certain sections of the facility is taken down for the event, so to speak. But we don't have memberships just yet. We will have memberships in the future. It's one part of our roadmap. Right now, we're trying to get as many people as possible, access to the new way of social immersive entertainment and bring in all of the elements together. Back to the slide, and Kiki, to answer your question. So there's a lot of team bonding activities going. There's a lot of first meets or first dates going on in the venue because, again, it's non-traditional, but it's also a very athleisure environment and a safe environment. It's easily accessible, free parking, one elevator ride up to the third floor, across the cinema in Lincoln Square, and you don't need to leave the environment. You can be stimulated, culinary, entertainment, the VR environment. And like I mentioned, we cater for all ages and then 21 plus in the evenings. But what's been happening as well, on top of the traditional team bonding or the corporate experiences, is we're really popular for birthday parties. But not necessarily the traditional adult birthday parties that you become familiar with. Adults are coming and enjoying, again, that nostalgic moment and actually poking fun at each other and enjoying a traditional birthday party with a slice of cake, singing happy birthday, which you kind of lose as you get older. It's still for kids, but in the adult environment now we're bringing back those fun experiences. Another video plug, so bear with me. Okay, so that was just a little sizzle reel in terms of the different event experiences. But I wanted to talk through a little bit about, you have a question? Okay, a little bit more around what we've experienced and what's transpired over the last 6 months. So we've been open for 6 months. It's probably the worst possible time for anyone to consider entering into entertainment. Opening up a bar, a restaurant, a nightclub, with everything going on online, in the social media world, people are distracted. What we found in terms of our business model, which is being community first, making the space as safe as possible and accessible as possible, available throughout all hours of the day, is we've had a tremendous amount of success, not only with traditional corporate team events, but just team events at large, like friends and family wanting to socialize. So in 6 months, we've done over 200 events, all types of events. Like I mentioned, birthday parties, recitals, VR tournaments, watch parties, Super Bowl watch parties. So the event space itself, by means of the technology, lends itself to curating experiences that people are comfortable to attend. So not being forced to go to a traditional bar, nightclub, restaurant, and you have one choice and one choice only. Here you have multiple different choices to enter into the experience and step out of the experience. It wouldn't be entertainment if there wasn't a nightlife component. So what we've been experiencing over the last just about 14 weeks is we've started introducing late night entertainment, but not necessarily trying to focus on being a traditional nightclub. We're trying to curate the festival experience, the lounge experience, and bring modern elements of technology to create this immersive entertainment module, if you will. Very similar on a smaller scale to what you have in the Sphere, which is very popular in Las Vegas. So here's some examples of us using our 8K LED screen to create different elements for the performance artists, to give them live and vibrant visuals, modern day production grade audio, so that we appeal to all senses within a particular event for a long period of time. See another familiar face? Okay. One more video.
Nothing but the best, and now you want. Maybe I'm not the one. No, tried to tell you I'm done. Down, yeah, rolling to life prison. Because escaping is impossible.
So that's an example of our most recent New Year's Eve event, our very first now annual New Year's Eve event. And the branding for our nightlife experiences is intentionally called After Dark, because we want to, our familiar customers need to understand that we're transitioning to a different experience after 10 p.m. The experience after 10 p.m. is what you see it. It is live performances, DJs, musicians. It could be any type of live entertainment. It could be circus, it could be magic. We have that all on our roadmap, trying to make the space more accessible to different types of art forms. What's compelling about this experience, a lot of the artists now have access to world-class technology to augment what they do already. So they bring the best that they have to offer, plug into our environment, and get access to the 8K screen, get access to the 180-degree experience, get access to everything that's needed around culinary, everything that's needed around the environment itself, and making customers really comfortable to experience the best that they have to offer. Any questions regarding nightlife and After Dark?
Is there a certain cover charge to get in?
Yeah, so I was going to touch on that. So at launch, and us being in Bellevue, the Bellevue nightlife scene, generally speaking, has never really accepted or encouraged a cover charge. And that hasn't really set well with me, having produced multiple events. The Seattle nightlife scene, it's very common for people to feel comfortable to pay a cover charge, whether it's $15, $10, even $25. And ultimately, that's the model that we want to encourage, where performers are actually rewarded for the talent that they bring to the stage. So what we've started doing at launch, we've been encouraging no cover up until 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. Anyone that enters the venue after 10:30 p.m. until close then has to pay for cover. They can choose to purchase a ticket, an early access ticket at $0, or they can choose to purchase a ticket for anytime entry for anything between $25 and $45. That cover charge allows us to reward the musicians. The cover charge allows us to get people to be serious about entertainment again, and not necessarily keep this open format type of entertainment. Because if you can't pay the performers, you end up with the same thing being curated in every single venue. And this being, my topic is the entertainment evolution. It's about making entertainment more real and more accessible. But accessibility comes at a price. Any other questions? No? Okay, Okay, so the formal part of my presentation, this is my last slide, and I wanted to talk about the future of Mirra and the future of immersive social entertainment as we see it. And these are just more insights, having worked with Sam, Sana, the rest of the team, Alexia and Paula, all year. All of us are day in and day out living and breathing the evolution of what we see Mirra to be, and some learnings. So there's no doubt that entertainment and tech-enriched and immersive entertainment is the future. If you walk all of these stalls, you'll see certain aspects of that. You'll see certain aspects of technology-enriched experiences, traditional entertainment, traditional and modern age culinary. So the market is going in this direction. The struggle we have is getting people not only to accept that they should be comfortable to pay for enriched experiences, but also to challenge the fact that entertainment and nightlife is not the only option. Mixing experiences with bar culture, alcohol culture is not the only options. Musicians, magicians, entertainers are quite available and encouraged to do stuff in what is deemed non-traditional hours in the case of the entertainment world. So we've been investing, moving forward, in events that are all ages, still with world-class traveling musicians and performers. We've been investing in being more balanced in terms of our culinary offerings to curate the experiences that are a little bit more friendly to people's dietary requirements and not forcing the same type of product. Because everything else in our environment is modern and leading edge when it comes to the VR game experience, when it comes to the technology we use for check-in, the ticketing platform, the production. But what's been lagging is our culinary offerings. What's been lagging is being more social and wellness centered in terms of the beverages we have to offer. And moving away from the forcing people with the traditional experiences that they pretty much have been in place for the last 40 odd years. So those are big changes that we're introducing. The other big significant change is that we pride ourselves at being community-based. And in order for us to succeed, we want everyone else to succeed with us. So it's not uncommon when you come to Mirra, we proudly partner with local, again, culinary providers, other local producers, and you could argue that we're running our venue, as an event space. So we're not actively trying to produce all of our events in-house. We want to make the venue accessible to as many creatives, whether they're creating stuff for social media or creating stuff for in-person, as possible. And create this, become the best partner to partner with concept so that we all grow together and we leaning forward in terms of what is the art of possible. So that's what you'll see us doing more often than not. We also have visions of replicating the experience in the current form in other locations, or potentially licensing some of the technology. So for those of you that are interested in licensing opportunities, whether it be the VR game experience or even some of the back-end technology, so that you can replicate this in as many other environments, traditional environments, and make them modern. With that said, I'm going to stop in terms of the official part of the presentations and sharing our vision and how we would like to evolve entertainment and make sure that it's immersive and social, and invite you all to a real happy hour, because we want to make happy hour happy again. So join us for our happy hour at our open day on April 16th, and please scan the QR code, and I'm still available, as well as the rest of the team, to take additional questions and or comments. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions or comments they want?
No questions, just comments. First of all, congratulations to you and the whole team. I've been in many times, and it's truly remarkable space. There's nothing like this north of Las Vegas. So, awesome job, buddy. But what you haven't talked about at all is your kitchen. Because I did a walkthrough, and I was like, wow, 10,000 square feet kitchen, and the food you guys provide is out of this world. So why don't you speak on that a little bit, and I gotta go. Love you, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll talk about the kitchen. And we're not talking about Sweet Kitchen, which is one of our newest games. So if you guys want to try a cool VR game, you should definitely try Sweet Kitchen and try to prepare some orders in the cafeteria concept. But to Sean's comment around the kitchen, we have a 3,000 square foot commissary kitchen. We create most of our products in-house from scratch. Our head chef is the ex-chef from Capital Grill and the Space Needle. So banqueting is in our blood. The team is seasoned in terms of banqueting. We've kind of curated our existing food and beverage offerings to speak to the best of the Pacific Northwest, as well as introduce Asian dishes and Latino dishes. So you'll see a mix of items that are super popular. No surprises, what are the most popular items being in Seattle? So number 1, truffle fries. Number 2, beef sliders. Number 3, chicken wings. Number 4, pork bao buns. And the Pierre Resistance, the pepperoni pizza. So as much as us having all of the best that the world has to offer in terms of culinary, those are the 5 most popular items, even for our corporate events. And people love them. Walking the stalls, we form partnerships with an oyster provider. So we're going to be looking at introducing oysters as part of our banqueting offering. We've also had discussions with the nitrogen ice cream provider to try and bring in some culinary options in terms of desserts. But again, that's an example of us being open-minded to partnering and partner first.
So if I remember right, in the beginning you mentioned that there's 12 formats for games, is that right?
Yeah, I will, give me a second. Those are just some of the games, yeah. So we have 12 games in total. Right now, game experience, you go through 5 different games. Some of the games test agility, some of the games test teamwork, and some of the games are outright competitive. What's interesting about the games is that you get to assume an avatar. Right now, the avatars are pretty quirky. My favorite friend, Mr. Panda. Does he have another name? No? So you assume this avatar and you're performing in the virtual world, assuming an avatar. In the future, you'll be able to curate your own avatar experience, but that's still on the roadmap.
So early on in my career, I was involved in simulation stuff, like Back to the Future kind of rides and things like that. Is that something that you guys could like potentially incorporate into what you're doing now, like simulation or...
Do you want to take it, Sam?
Like a roller coaster, for example. My colleague here mentioned like it'd be cool to like come in and do a surfing thing or something. Yeah,
so I'll comment and Sam. So right now, in terms of the sensory side of it, if you think of like you go to the cinema, there's D-Box and you can feel, certain aspects of the experience. We don't have that at the moment. I don't know if we're going to have that in the short term, but what we do have right now is we're appealing to all of the other senses. So you're stepping into the virtual world. You have the concept of walking down a plank perhaps and slipping down and using the headset experience. And when you step out of the experience, the environment is curated as close as possible to the game that you've just participated in or the concert that you consume. So it's as if you're in a tropical island, or it's as if you're in behind a waterfall. But those other movement aspects, not just yet. Anyone else? Okay, if there's no more questions, again, thank you for attending the session. I'd love you to come check out the booth. We have free cold brew coffee, so come for the coffee and then stay for the Mirra Party and sign up for our open day. We also have some complimentary VR gameplay vouchers for between 6 and 8 guests. for you to come and experience the virtual reality environment in person. Thank you. You need to.
There's a transcription going on. Just trying the technology. That's
Now
kind of
we're
cool.
good.
Yeah. So I came in late. So my question is this something where you come to people or people come to you?
So people come to us at the moment. We're in Lincoln Square South. It's a 500-person venue, completely 500 persons. Let me give you.
I have not seen it. I haven't gone. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's an example of the venue. A 50-foot by 28K LED screen, 500 occupancy, self-contained. We have 12 VR games that are proprietary or self-developed.
Different ones can play. You can rent the whole thing or just parts?
Correct. Rent the whole thing or just parts, up to 40 participants, 8 competing at the same time.
Got it. But you can have 8 people just come in and
Yeah.
play?
Yeah.
Thank you.